Welcome back, Rare Talks. You already know where it is. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Back with another episode. And today we got a special guest.
Special one.
And he goes by the name of...
Barry Hype.
Come on. Legend in this thing. You see what I'm saying? Man, like, B-Hype's my guy. You get me?
Joined by the best co-host in the world.
Man, like, real friend.
Like and comment. Like I said, obviously follow us on the Instagram, but I also want everybody, if you can, please go to our Spotify and check us out for Spotify for exclusive content.
Exclusive content on there to listen to. You get me?
Exclusive.
Audio.
Check them out.
So yeah, today we're going to be with Barry B. All right, cool. So look, let's get straight into it, man. Let's get straight into it.
Let's go. So yeah, what, obviously, where did you grow up, innit?
Tulsa.
Come on.
Tulse.
Like where we all grew up, innit? Come on. So how was your journey growing up in Tulsa?
Well, do you know what? It was interesting. You know, I grew up with my mum, you know. It was fun. Do you know what I mean? You know, mum done the best that she could, you know, and gave us a good life. I grew up partly in Jamaica as well.
So you didn't know that.
Spent a few years out there.
Yeah.
During primary school times. I don't know if you guys remember me when I left and then I come back to primary school because we all went to the same primary school, by the way.
Yeah.
Big up
Stanton. Come on.
Ben Stanton Foundation.
Yeah. So what part of Jamaica was you living in for a while then?
St. Elizabeth, so
nice part.
Rural Jamaica.
Yeah,
you know
country, innit?
Country.
Yeah.
How long was you out there for?
I spent each time about a year.
A year?
Yeah, each time that I went. So I went when I was very young, spent a year. Primary school, I spent a year between year 5 and year 6 in Jamaica. I went to school out there, them times there. You know what I mean? And it was like a big culture shock coming from like the estate. Like all I knew was the estate.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just transferring straight to Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom, school. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was a big culture shock. But one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I think one of them key elements to who I am today, you know what I mean, are them trips to Jamaica and spending time with my grandmother over there. You know what I mean?
How is St. Elizabeth? How is St. Elizabeth? How is it out there?
St. Elizabeth is a peaceful place. It's one of them places in Jamaica. They call it the Garden of Jamaica. Because there's literally that agriculture, like
everywhere,
you know, 12 months
a
year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a place that you can't starve. If anybody's homeless, literally, it's because they've got mental health. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, it's a place you can't starve. You might not have money like that, but you can live, and you know people are happy. Do you know what I mean? And you live side by side with nature. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the times, like me and my friends, we used to go out deep into the bushes. You know what I mean? Seeing some amazing creatures, amazing trees. I remember I saw a cashew nut tree one time. Have you ever seen a cashew nut tree before?
No, bro.
Never, ever.
Yeah?
Like,
Never.
Yeah, that's
Did you know that the cashew nut is actually the nut at the bottom of a fruit?
What?
Yeah, it's a fruit, bro.
What fruit? What fruit?
Google it, you see it. It's like a kind of fleshy type of fruit, and then the nut is at the bottom.
Yeah.
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 So then you pick it, you eat the fruit. It's like a kind of like not like a peach, but something similar. And then the bottom of the seed, which is the cashew nut, you roast it.
Yeah, because that's what they did. When I did go Jamaica, I saw them roast the cashew nuts, and I've never tasted. That was the wickedest thing I tasted when I was out there.
Yeah.
The roasted cashew nuts. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's
but
bad.
there's a fruit above it.
Yeah, it's like it comes from. It says it's a tropical evergreen tree that produces a cashew seed. It's an apple. What's that pest? Like pessidue fruit. But yeah, it's basically
it's a mad.
fruit.
Google it. It's a fruit,
Even
bro.
know that.
Yeah, but it's so. I think it's so delicate.
Yeah.
It's not great with the whole immigration thing. You can't sort of transport it for too long and things like that. So I think that's why they probably have it. We don't see it in Sainsbury's. You know what I mean? And Tesco's and them kind of things. It's kind of delicate.
Yeah. I was going to answer as well. And what was the biggest culture shock as well? Like, because obviously, like you said, we grew up in the ends. Everything's kind of in London, fast kind of life. Like, everything's accessible to us. So, like, I've been Jamaica as well. And when I went at 12 years old, I saw certain things that kind of was like, whoa, like, can I survive to this? So what was like the biggest culture shock?
I think it's how advanced the children are and how advanced you are from a young age. Yeah. When I mean, like, when I said we used to go out into the bush, so we used to go out into the bush mainly like to hunt birds. Yeah.
Jeez.
So at the time, I'm like 9, 10, and I'm rolling with my bedrooms, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
We roll out hunting, hunt the birds. And when I mean, these dons are killing the bird, gutting it, cleaning it, roasting it.
Bro.
Do you understand?
Look at that.
Like from
What age? Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's what we used to do.
Whoa.
Make the fire and that, burn it.
Yeah.
Seeing them lot like take out the gizzard and all these kind of things, clean the seeds. Madness from a young age. And that was the main difference. That's what I think helped me advance. You know what I mean? You know me, I just get on with it, build up a business, it's like that mentality. Do you know what I mean? From Jamaica is like key to how I am now. So I'd say that. Also, when I went to school, remember the teachers beat you there.
Bro.
They beat me in school. So I'm coming from like Stanton. You know what I mean? We might be lippy
Just
to
a
the
one
teachers.
Mr. Howland or something. Do
Do you understand?
Yeah. Like.
The head teacher, I went to a school called Top Hill School in St. Elizabeth. The head teacher had drumsticks. That was his speciality. You understand? Drumsticks. If you get sent to the headmaster's office, you're going to get licked with the drumsticks. My teacher had one, Miss Linda, she had one long ruler.
Yeah.
So it was about this thick and about 1 meter long.
Yeah.
If you get an answer wrong, clap. You get me? You're getting clapped with it. But I think one time the teacher, because remember, my mum, she's from Brixton, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One time the teacher licked me one time, innit? My mum come up to the school, fam, going, like, in Jamaica, you know, like it was England. Went up to the school, guy mad. And from that day, they never put their hand on me again. Okay. You know what I mean? So I had a little blessing. But I weren't even too bad. I weren't mouthy and that anyway. You know what I mean? I just cut through. But for little things like getting the answer wrong and then getting a lick, my mum weren't having that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Card, you know, from air. So I'd say between them two, that was like the biggest culture shock for me.
Yeah, because the kids in Jamaica though, they learn how to do
Lean
everything.
into the mic more, yeah. Don't.
They learn like even my friend, he said like he's a welder, he does painting, he's a barber, carpenter, everything. He's a Jamaican brother. You get me? And he learned all that from young, and he's still young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he
from
can do
young.
everything.
From young, like as I said, remember when I said we were hunting and that, yeah? We're building, you know, like slingshots and that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I remember that because me and you both had a slingshot fight. You had the slingshot, you backed out the slingy on me. Now it all makes sense. I'm sitting there listening, thinking, bro, how did you know how to make slingshots? You made the mad slingshot. We had a slingshot battle, me and you still. And you was launching your thing, I was launching my thing still. But I didn't know how, back in the day, my dad taught me how to do that, innit?
Yeah.
Because my dad's Jamaican, innit? So he made me a slingshot when I was younger. And he's like, yeah, go outside and, you know, conquer times. When you put the conquer in and you just, and the conquer launch at man. But you had one, I remember you had one and I was surprised when I saw you with it.
Yeah.
We was young.
You make them, bruv. You make sure you see a branch that's like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cut it. You get me? You can use like elastic back. In Jamaica, we used to use the fish hook rubber that they use for fishing. Yeah. But other than that, you can use like elastic bands and wrap them all around. And then for the, you know, the holder that holds the rock. Yeah. You used to cut the shoes, the tongue from the shoes. Like leather shoes.
Yeah, so
it's
strong.
Yeah. Put the holes in there. Yeah. Bruv, it's a dangerous weapon.
That's a dangerous weapon.
Honestly, it can kill someone, bro.
You lot think it's a joke.
Wait there, what was you not doing with your slingshots? What when you not?
That was just like teenagers or whatever, innit? Like, you know what I mean? Running around.
It was kids. I think it was like at least 8 or 9 max.
Something like that.
I don't know what my man was doing with a slingshot, but I had a slingshot. And I remember he said, I got a slingshot, you know, and I said, what? I got one as well. Like it was a mad day. It was on the grass near my mum's house. You don't remember them times? Like, old school.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Used to hunt the birds with them. Bruv, one shot kill. Pow.
And it's fast as well, isn't it?
Crazy.
That is sick. So what age did you come back to what secondary school did you go to actually?
Went to Kingsdale.
Yeah. Kingsdale.
Get me?
Yeah.
Me and Fend went Kingsdale. So what happened? So the last time that I went to Jamaica, in the sense of the last time I lived there, because I lived there throughout throughout periods of my life. I come back year 6, the middle of year 6, ready to do is it the SATs?
Yeah.
SATs.
Around then I come back, and then I remember I applied for Dunraven. Didn't get in.
See?
Went to Kingsdale. So everyone that went to
get
Kingsdale,
in, you know, it weren't easy.
Everyone throughout my year, Kingsdale, literally everyone applied for Dunraven, didn't get in. It was like literally like the Dunraven reject.
Yeah,
school
I swear
at
down.
one stage. You know what I mean?
It's peak.
Didn't get in. Went to Kingsdale. That was a culture shock for me.
Kingsdale
school, year 7, in 1997. Yeah, 98. It was a madness. It was literally like, you know, when you're young and you watch them sort of penitentiary films.
Yes, exactly.
I lie.
That's
Bro, for some reason,
wild.
in year 7 as well, the year 11s looked like grown men. Them days
man's
there.
got gold teeth. Man, them got
big
chains.
beds.
Yeah, chains on. Or you get me?
Do you know what I mean? So year 7, you're
school,
rolling
you know.
in like 10, 11 years old, innit? Like looking around, there was mad fights them days there. Like,
Every day.
Mad fights, like bloody fights as well, that you're seeing and from a young age. You know what I mean? That was the biggest culture shock. Kingsdale School, for sure. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that.
I remember when they closed down William Penn. Do you remember that?
And they joined our school with a school that closed down. Yeah?
It's William Penn. It closed down because someone dead, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
No, William Penn changed to Dulwich High.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed name to Dulwich High, and then during the time of being Dulwich High, they closed down. But the worst thing for us was we was a mixed school.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and the school Dulwich High that closed down was an all boys school.
Yeah, William Penn was boys, all boys.
Do you understand?
School,
So they were trying to move in to grab all of our girls.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That was the main mission for them there.
And enough of them youths there that come from from William Penn, they were bad. They were, but when I mean like, you get me. A lot of Peckham youths as well. They were on it. They were just on fighting every day. Yeah. And then a lot of them was man's bridges like Rest and David. All of them were from William Penn.
Speaking to the mic.
Yeah, Rest and David, they were all from William Penn, but they were bad. They were bad.
A lot of them ended up becoming my friends. But I remember when the schools first joined, like lunchtime, there'll be Kingsdale on one side.
That's right. William Penn on the other side. Yeah. It was
literally,
so segregated.
like it took about a couple of weeks for us to actually mix. And then say like after a couple of months, we even forgot that they were from a new school. It was all Kingsdale.
Yeah, everyone was cool after that. No one could come down to school and violate. You get me?
We all like, mixed pretty well because some of us had relationships before from our areas, you know what I mean? Brixton, Tulsa, Stockwell, Streatham, Peckham, Camberwell, do you know what I mean? So after a while, all the connections were made properly and we all got on.
So when did you start spitting? When did you start spitting?
Right, so the spitting days. I got a tune about it. Leah's Car, big up Rare. He filmed that video for me. You know what I mean? But that story there,
legend, you know,
legendary. That story there literally explains that very moment. So I was at my mum's I was about 14 years old, and my stepdad at the time, he had a niece called Leah. Yeah. At that time, she was like raving age. So I'm saying she was like probably 20, 21. She was going all them garage raves and all that lot. And she had a tape pack. Yeah. She asked me to follow her to the shop. So then we went in her car. She had a little red Punto.
Yeah.
And she put a tape in. I think it was like it was a pay-as-you-go, Heartless and all that lot. She put that tape in. And from that moment there, literally my life changed. Because pre that time, I was listening to American music.
Yeah, a lot of hip-hop.
A lot of hip-hop. I was listening to Bashment. Do you understand? I never really heard a group of people that sounded like me. Do you understand?
Yeah,
expressing
with that UK accent and that
UK
sound
accent.
as well.
And because the tape packs had the whole atmosphere. It had the crowd. It had the horns.
Yeah.
It had the mad atmosphere. So as a youth, 14, I'm just listening to that in awe. Like, raw. You know what? I want to do that. And because I had like music in me already, because my father, he was a reggae artist back in the day.
No way.
Yeah. He was like with Smiley Culture and all them guys there.
Like
Old
Saxon.
school. That's old school.
Yeah, all
Part
the
of
Saxon
Saxon.
sounds and that. Funny enough, I saw a article with my father in there by Vice. It was like a picture of the Saxon sound system, I think like 80 something. You know what I mean? Had like Smiley Culture, my father, Maxi Priest, all them lot. So they were like within that kind of section.
Circle, okay.
Of things, you know what I mean? I never grew with my father, but funny enough, that music kind of element was within me.
Yeah.
And that kind of proves to me that DNA is a serious thing.
Of course it is.
You know what I
Very
mean?
serious, yeah.
So I already had that, yeah. And I remember in Jamaica as well, another thing that I had was in Jamaica, when I was like 9, 10, them times there, I used to write songs. But I used to have the tape on a cassette, like a popular song. And for some reason, I used to rewind it, play it until I've written all the lyrics of the song. You know what I mean? Like, naturally. Do you understand? Before I tried to do anything. But anyway, fast forward now to Leah's car. Like, I listened to the Heartless, the Pay As You Go. Do you understand? All them MCs, the DJs, Slimzy, Fonty. I heard, like, the crowd reaction. I was like, yeah, that's me. Like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And followed her to the shop. And when she left, she said, you know what? Here's the tape. She dropped me the tape, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So obviously from that day there, I was driving my mum and my sister and all that lot crazy, playing the tapes. My next birthday, my mum bought me decks.
Jeez.
She bought me decks because I was that gassed about the tape packs and that. I wanted to sort of get into that kind of thing. So she bought me the decks. Big up Aribo because she bought it off of Aribo's mum.
Look at that.
You see what I'm saying? Bought me the Newmark belt drives.
Wow.
Yeah, because Ari had it, but he weren't.
He just had it sitting
He just
there.
had it just to have it.
yeah.
You get me? He didn't want to
Ari,
be
you
no
know.
DJ or nothing like that.
Ari.
So his mum ended up shotting it to my mum.
Yeah.
You get me? And I had the decks. I remember I was buying records from that time there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all of the garage classics. Like I was down there, like in what do you call it?
The Big Apple.
Big
in
Apple
Croydon. Yeah.
Records.
Yeah.
Razor Records. Wharf Road. All of them spots there. You know, just collecting vinyl.
Yeah.
I remember them times there when I was DJing, because it went over a span over a good few months. Big up Bricko, big up Obler as well. They used to come round to my mum's and they used to spit while I was mixing.
Yeah. Because it
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of them two spitting first.
Yeah, them two
Yeah.
were spitting first.
Yeah,
Yeah, them two were spitting first.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And
It's
I used
true.
to, spitting wise, you get me? I used to look up to them, man. There, like,
Yeah.
Bricko and Obs had some classic bars.
Yeah, they did still.
Classic bars,
Yeah,
I'm telling
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
And then for the spitting, funny enough, I started writing lyrics, yeah, to these garage tracks. Yeah, I had a yellow book, yeah. Dre and them man remember this yellow book.
Yeah.
Big up Dre and all of them man there. I started writing 8 bars, like 8-bar lyrics. And before you know it, I had pages on pages on pages on pages. Then I was with Chris Dimmer and all the guys that I used to hang around with at the time. Big them up.
Yeah.
They were spitting in Chris's kitchen. That's what I said in the track as well, Chris's kitchen.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I publicly spat any of the lyrics that I had in that book. You see what I'm saying?
So you say you had a whole book of bars.
Yeah, I
before you
had
started?
a good few pages of bars. You know what I mean? And then them and they were spitting, freestyling, because they never really written that, and it was just a freestyling kind of thing. And then I come in dropping them lyrics. And I remember Dimmer saying to me after, like, Rod, you know what? You can spit, you know, fam. Like, you get me? Like, you can spit, you know. And like, get me? I took that in. I was like, Rod, I can spit. You get me? Kind of thing. And then I think word spread around Tulsa a little bit, yeah. And then Sleepy gave me a call. Big up Sleepy as well. You get me?
Big up Sleepy.
Big up Sleepy.
Big
all the
up
time.
Sleepy. You get me?
Yeah.
He gave me a call, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, Raw, like, I heard you spitting and that. I was like, yeah, I'm doing my thing. These times, you get me? I just done the little bars in Chris's kitchen and that, but the words going around that I'm spitting.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, fam, I'm spitting. He's like, Raw, like, we're going to make a tape at Dre's. You get me? So, like, Raw, come true. So I was like, all right, cool. Them times, funny enough, I was on my way to school. Yeah? I done a U-turn. You get me?
Yeah.
U-turn from school. I went straight to Dre's yard. And that's where we made the first tape You know what I mean? The first tape, because I had the lyric book of bars. I could spit for hours.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Straight away, instantly.
You had bars,
Instantly, I could spit for hours.
Yeah.
So that's how D4W them times there was. Formed.
That's how you formed it. Okay.
From that tape.
So who formed it? Was it you that formed it?
No, funny enough, Dre and Sleepy and that lot, they got the name from Ashkid, you know. Big up Ashkid as well.
Man like Ashkid, big up Ashkid.
He had that name like for something that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how it happened, but Dre, you know what I mean, ended up saying, right, he's going to use the D4W thing. And I think them man there, you know, gave him the blessing.
Yeah.
And then from there, we made the tape. It was D4W. We started recording these cassette tapes. Dre would design the cover for the cassette tape, you know, the cover, fam. Yeah. We used to go out in Croydon and, like, you know, give out these cassette tapes. Then we started getting bookings.
What?
Yeah.
You was getting bookings back in the day?
Big bookings.
You were out there still.
Listen, yeah. You see St. Martin's School?
Yeah.
We done a lot of them girls' birthdays parties. Because you know Sleepy and Dre, they were popular with the girls as well. And a lot of their girlfriends went St. Martin's and all them kind of things there. Yeah. So where it was like DJ Dre, you get me? It was name brand them times there.
It's true, you know.
So like all the girls were booking us through Dre. Do you understand? Because of the DJ. Kind of like as MCs, we were just like an extra kind of thing in that kind of sense. So we used to shell down these birthday parties, bruv. Like I remember one in I think it was some twins or something like that in Crystal Palace. It was literally like a rave. Like it was dead before we come. But you see when we come and then Dre, like, you know, people saying, "Bro, Dre's here," like them and I'm here. We come on, started the set. Shelled
Wasn't that Gypsy Hill? I swear it was wasn't that Gypsy Hill?
No, we done a lot of parties them times there, bro. Norwood Junction, Tulsa.
Like, we went to a few, Lower Tulsa. There was one you got done in Lower Tulsa one time.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, you lot. We came down there.
We were shelling it as well. They were giving man the mic and that. You get me? Come on.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of back-to-backs with Wydan as well, and all the Dog Pound them times there. Big up Wydan.
Yeah, you lot and Dog Pound was kind of close. You lot was kind of close to Dog Pound.
Yeah, there was like, it was close. There was a little rivalry.
You had little clashes as well, innit?
Little rivalry going on because like we're Tulsa, they were Norwood. But all in all, we were all like friends and associates and friends of friends. You see what I'm saying? So during them times there, we were getting bookings, bro. Getting bookings. And funny enough, an amazing thing happened for me during them times there. If I started spitting in 2001, we were getting bookings throughout the time, and around 2003, I got the chance to go international, bruv, and do a booking internationally. Okay. So, I don't know if you lot remember Carl from near your mum's.
Fat Carl.
Yes.
Of course I know Fat Carl.
Yeah, light skin Carl.
It's old school, man.
Right. He had a bedroom, whose dad was Mad Professor. Yeah. Mad Professor owns he's a dub like legend. You know what I'm saying? He owns the Ariwa Studios up in Fulton Heath. Yeah. So Carl was tight with Mad Professor's son. Yeah. So Carl invited me to, because Carl was spitting them times as well. He was spitting to Garage and all them kind of things there. Yeah. Because me and Carl was in the same class in Fenstanton, so that's why me and him was
because I remember him from Fenstanton.
You understand? So he brought me down to Ariwa Studios. You get me? Like legend. That's a legendary studio. Funny enough, even my father's got history with that brand. No way. Yeah, no word of a lie, bro.
Yeah, that's sick.
So I went there. At the time, Mad Professor, he's a worldwide legend. So he gets Mondays in New York, Wednesdays in another part of the world. Yeah. So I'm trying to say that kind of thing is a tourer. I was spitting down at their studio, and we done a set down there. And then the son invited me to do a festival, bro, in Belgium. Jeez. The Kool-Aid Caf Festival, bro, like 2003/4. Yeah. Like way before anybody even knew anything about them kind of festivals over here.
Before anyone was really doing festivals, innit?
Yeah,
really
bro.
Dizzy.
We done a festival. When I mean there was people to like literally to the horizon, bro. Like thousands of people, bruv. Like, and so Mad Professor, it was his set. He had a 2-hour set. We done a full 2-hour set. Yeah. Yeah. He's obviously dropping his dub sounds, but like a lot of them, I could spit my garage bars to them. You understand? I had a few little hip hop bars as well, and you know, certain times like you might slow down your garage bars to like suit the tempo. I was doing bare of that, and it fitted nicely on the dub, and that was like my first experience. And to be honest, my only experience, even up to date, of a crowd to that mass.
Well, how much people was there? Like,
thousands, bro.
It's mad.
Like, it's like, you know, when the vibe is dying down a little bit, you just go, "What's happening, Belgium?" And then it's a mad.
Got their horns and that.
Yeah, it's different.
They didn't even know who we were. They knew, obviously, Mad Professor, because he was the person that got booked. But me, his sons, and a few other MCs, they didn't know us, but they were giving us love like we were famous. Do you understand? And that kind of vibe, that little taster there, was enough to say, you know what, this is what I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it was a blessing, like, just being on the block one day and then the next day in Belgium, like, performing in front of, like, thousands of people, just, you know, by God's grace.
Yeah. That's sick, bro. I didn't even know
what I
that.
mean? The whole hotel thing, booking, you know what I mean? Like, everything paid for. That. Like, I got a little touch of that, like, early. A little
for everyone.
touch early. Do you understand? And that kind of, that little memory there, I think, when I come back to the ends now and that's over, gave me a little drive. Like, opened my vision just a bit more. Do you understand? Than probably the average, you know what I mean, on the ends. And yeah, them times there.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's sick.
That's so that was like the beginning for me.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? And then obviously, so yeah, through that, and then D4W, and then did you get what year did you get the studio as well when you got the in Birmingham?
Right. So the studio. Now we went to. Funny enough, this was a story. Yeah. I linked up with Twix. Big up Twixie.
Yeah, man, Twixie.
Big up
Sleepy.
Twixie.
And it was just them at the time, and we was in Sleepy's house, and we was like, listen, we want to record some tracks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Twixie knew the engineer from down at SN1 studio. This is like 2004, fam. You understand? Before SN1 had even like picked up.
Who's that? Universe? That unit?
No, that's Gigs.
Is it from that Unit 10 studio?
Unit 10, the first one. Wolf Road.
What's it? Bomb Blast. The engineer from there. Yeah, you talk about.
Yeah, it was a guy called Carl at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a guy called Carl at the time, and I think Carl and then another guy called Jamal. He was involved as well.
Yeah.
We booked studio time there. Do you understand? So when we went to the SN1 studio now, like they had it was like two little rooms, kind of like you walk through one room to go into the other. And I remember seeing a youth from my school making a beat like in one room. Then we went through to where Carl and all that lot was, had the little desk and the mic, and I was like, seeing this is all right. This is the man them, like, doing this kind of thing. Like, we done the session, and from we left that day, we was like, nah, we're opening a studio. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When we saw how them man there had it set up, and, you know, it's renting the building, I think it was Sleepy that had the Loot. He found the advertisement in the Loot paper. Remember that? I don't even think that's about anymore.
The Loot, old school.
Shout out to the Loot.
You could get like bare
jobs in that. Bare jobs
and all them kind of things.
That's what you use for your job search and that, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
I went in the Loot. Yeah.
We went in the Loot. Yeah. And Sleepy found this place in Bermondsey. Yeah. Atomic Studios. Big up Rob.
Yeah.
Big up Rob. So we went down there and opened the studio in December 2004.
Jeez.
Yeah. December 2004. It could even have been 2005, but I remember it was a December. Either. I remember we didn't have no sound for about 3 months. Wow. We had no sound. Like, we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, we just had the space. We had the space, innit?
Yeah.
And we were paying for that monthly. It was like cheap them days. We bought the computer, you know, we bought the sound card. We had to figure things out one by one. We would be knocking other studios like, bro, like, what do we do? You know what I mean? One by one, people are helping us. And then we finally got sound. Like, it might not have been 3 months. It might have been definitely past a month before we got sound.
Yeah.
Then we had some sort of distorted sound. And we started recording with that. Big up Maverick. Maverick recorded bare tunes with Maverick them times there. And from there, that studio just developed, bro, and that becomes so popular, bro.
That was the hub, fam.
So popular. Like, you know what I mean?
That was part of my childhood, right?
Yeah,
there,
yeah, because that I was gonna go into, like, that studio even helped like us, me and my music career, the whole team. Like growing up, you had us in there, and there was even a time man got banned from that studio, bro. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry, man. Like you can always come. You get me? Like Twixie banned me.
Yeah,
you get me?
Yeah. Twixie was moving a bit nuts in there.
He was moving mad. Twixie banned me from the studio. Obviously, I was a bit mouthy, and you get me. I didn't want to listen or something. But and you always made sure the door was open for man.
Definitely,
fam.
man.
You get me? There's a big studio there. So how long did you not have that for? Like, how long was it?
We had that studio for, you know, it must have been from about 2007, you know.
Yeah, you had it for years.
2007, yeah, and then the landlord, he had to move buildings because I think they were getting complaints from the neighbors, and there was a whole council thing going on. Do you know what I mean? That space was called the Tower Bridge Business Complex. Like, a lot of people had a studio there. Wiley had a studio there. Like, you know, countless amount of people.
You see Gets in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I bumped into Styler G them times 2005, them times there. A lot of people, then he moved buildings to a building that wasn't really fitted for studios, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. And that's when I moved there. I think it was me and Roots moved there. So that's when we had gone separate ways from Twixie and everyone. I think Sleepy was on his own thing. So it's predominantly me and Roots, you know what I mean, in the second studio. That studio there, loads of epic stuff were done there. You had like a couple of tracks from Krypton Conan's mixtape, the one that they blew up from, Tsunami.
Okay.
Like about a couple of tracks from there was done. Big up Roots, he produced them as well.
Jeez, yeah.
So a lot of little gems and little bits of UK history like were made within them two stories, within them two studios. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I'm proud of. You get me up to today. So about from 2004 to about 2007 had that studio. Then from 2007 to about 2010, I had the second studio. Do you know what I mean? And then had a break. Then didn't open the studio till, you know what I mean, years down the line again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So you see, growing up in Tulsa, what kind of experiences did you have growing up in Tulsa? Like, you know, coming from Tulsa.
Coming from Tulsa, definitely, I had decent experiences. Like, you know, you had the good and the bad, like living on the ends, innit? You know what I mean? You have times when, you know, it's great with your friends. You know, you're playing out. Yeah. You know, football in the football pitches. You get me? I don't know if you remember Chalice Way. That was my old estate. It had the Chinese football pitch.
Oh, that was sick.
I've never seen that game since that day.
But I never seen that game in general.
Anywhere else.
What?
I had their own game.
I tried to research that game on YouTube, to see, you know, like, no one's played it. No one else played that game.
No one else played that game, bro. Who made that game up?
I don't know.
Bro, there was a pillar. There was a pillar in the middle.
One touch.
You bounced the ball on, and then 4 goals.
Yeah,
one touch. Bro, that game was emotional.
Mad emotional. If you get kicked off that game, you're all waiting for the next person to come off.
Wait for time.
Hey, brother, that game was the sickest game ever. Chinese football. Shout out to everyone who knows about Chinese football. If you was from Chalice and you're old school though, because they knocked it down. I don't know why they knocked it down. It was like one of the most best places in the hill. Like, I used to just go there and just play Chinese
Chalice
football.
as well, innit? He was always down there.
Yeah, I used to love Chalice.
Chalice, the Ronda. There was another
Ronda.
in the cage.
The Ronda pitch was dead. Everyone went Chalice, bro.
Yeah,
if you was a baller, you had to go Chalice.
You had to go Chalice.
Yeah, obviously.
That's like the rejects. You know the rejects of the ends, like the high cheese rejects.
All the ballers.
The high cheese rejects go to the Ronda.
Don't hate, because Lucky in that was in the Ronda. And Lucky was the best baller from the hill.
Nah, he wasn't.
Who's better than Lucky?
All the best ballers.
Who's better than Lucky? Am I lying?
Every tournament.
Better than Lucky. Wait.
Lucky was big. Lucky was big. Who else was big at ball?
No, but do you remember Chalice here? We used to have proper scheduled football matches.
All the time, I know.
Yeah.
Because you had that guy, what's his name?
Clifford.
Yeah, my cousin. That's my cousin.
Yeah,
Clifford.
Clifford used to put us in teams.
Yeah,
what do you
put
mean?
teams
Clifford used to
together,
put man in the team. Yeah, you're striking. Come on, man. Clifford's my guy.
No.
The Predators used to come down.
But no, High Trees were known for football. High Trees were known for football. It wasn't.
Stop hating, fam. I told you I was the Ian Wright. I was the Ian Wright of High
You had
Trees.
Gregory. Gregory was good.
He always talking about Gregory.
Gregory was sick of football. I'm not a
Gregory,
hater.
who trained you? You know, Gregory knows I trained him. He knows that. You get me? He's like Lewandowski now, but I made him into Lewandowski. You get me? You know
And I had a guy called Hisham. Whoever knows about Hisham.
was the hardest
Yeah,
baller.
but I trained up Hisham.
Yeah, no, Hisham was hard.
See?
He would nutmeg man. Man would have to try and
But he was
style
dead
him.
at football at one time. You know that? I trained him. It took
I've
me
always known-
months.
Remember Hisham as well?
Hisham, I remember
He
the
used
name
to
still.
always play in Chalice.
Yeah,
He
if
was
you know
always in
Chalice, he was a
with
Chalice.
Johan and that.
Yeah,
With
every day,
Johan and,
every day.
Remy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw his
Remy and
face, I
Johan.
remember. What,
Yeah.
Remy's
Reese's little brother.
Reese's little brother. Yeah. I see him the other day, funny enough.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Like through Tulsa, I had different stages. Like, so you see, when you asked me that question, I was like, right, do I go way back to the football days? Do I go way back to when we were teenagers and
Go back to
getting into things?
the what's that Coburg days?
Coburg days.
Because that's when you lot, I remember you lot used to
snap.
roll over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you lot used to roll over
Yeah,
there.
that's when we started smoking.
Yeah.
So when we started
That's how you got
smoking-
older then, innit?
Yeah. Early teenage days, like from like 15, 14, 15, 16, them times there. That's why we was round. Chris used to live there, so that's how I ended up spitting in Chris's kitchen, because we was in Coburg literally every day.
Yeah.
There, it was just about like smoking, girls. We was on girls them times there, like hard as a teenager. So it was like smoking, having fun, just like trying to, get them adrenaline rushes and that, like making like, creating mischief. You get me? Like, but when the music kicked in though, for me, I think that took my attention. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That stopped me from, because I started music so young, I think it stopped me from getting into mad stuff.
Yeah, it helped.
Because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So
true.
when we first made our tape at Dre's, like we was at Dre's all the time.
So you ain't got time to be on the road doing madness.
We ain't got time to be on the road doing madness. Do you understand? Like, obviously you can't help it sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Shit happens when you're, when you live in the area.
Yeah.
But my predominantly my attention was on music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And creative stuff.
Yeah, because obviously most of like your friends as well, that you was chilling with, they doing music like that? They weren't, was they? Like the ones that was smoking and that.
Yeah, it was like smoking. Do you know what I mean?
Because that's what it is.
I
Sometimes
noticed
it could be the
growing up.
crowd, innit? It could be a crowd. Because even look, me and Rare was doing music, so more time we go Code 7, be in the studio. And all the time we spent in the studio, or be at your studio, we ain't on the road doing madness. You see what I'm trying to say? That kept us focused, like, you get me?
Yeah.
Maybe if we spent more time in the studio.
No, but then I beg to differ, because even when we left the studio, it's like people are trying to challenge us because they know who we are.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like man has to be kind of crud or do stuff, mad stuff. Even if man had
Your
the
age
studio.
group was different though, cuz. Your age group was different from, like, we're only a small age apart, innit? Yeah, but there's a big difference in you lot coming up in Tulsa and us lot coming up in Tulsa. Yeah, us lot coming up in Tulsa, we were on a calm thing. You man were on a gassed. You lot was. I remember them times there.
True,
you lot
took
it levels different.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, you lot was repping Tulsa to the point where you lot are going to other ends and letting people know about Tulsa. Do you understand? Like, whereas we didn't really do that. So you lot definitely done a lot more along them terms. You get me? In that Tulsa. Because I remember, bruv, you lot...
Yeah,
you lot had numbers. You lot had numbers as well.
There was bare of us.
Like with us, man, like my age group, I remember it was like literally segregated. Like it might be like, me, Dima, Danny, all them man there. Do you know what I mean? And then over there, you got all of them man there. But I noticed with you lot was like unified.
Yeah.
You lot was unified and had like mad numbers.
Yeah, like all the Gypsy Hall lot. You get me? Man
mad
from
numbers,
Norwood.
yeah.
No, but remember we had everyone, like you had man from Chalice, High Trees.
Yeah, no, they for the whole hill. Yeah.
The whole of upper was like man's
But
base.
then you even had man like Merkel. You get me? Merkel's from Norbury. You had man like Merkel's your cousin as well, innit? Merkel used to roll with Jordan.
Yeah,
he used to roll with us like just throughout the years.
why it looked like we always had numbers, because we had bare different people rolling with us. You see what I'm saying? Like Terror's from Norwood. You see what I'm trying to say? But originally chilled in Tulsa with us. You get me? We had all the Gypsy all lot. Like, it was mad. So our era was different.
Your era, there was a lot more trouble during your era. You see, during my era, it was a quiet period. So before me, you had the bank robbers. The Tulsa bank robbers. Them man there with
notorious.
Notorious. I'm sure that's why the Abbey National in Norwood closed.
Yeah.
You know that, innit? They took out all the money.
They took, literally. Do you know what I mean?
That man shut it down.
There was that era, which was peak.
Yeah.
And then you see, during my era, it calmed down. It was kind of dead. Tulsa was kind of dead. Like, we all kind of just kept ourselves to ourselves.
Yeah.
And then, when you man come true, you know what I mean? Just during, it's like literally the same times. Like, you man lit it back up again. You get me? You man lit it back up again and brought back that unity. But obviously, with that come a lot of drama that you lot brought as well to the ends. You get me? At one point, because of you, man, Tulsa. You can't even say you're from Tulsa in certain areas.
I know, innit?
Yeah, man, just want to move to you still. Like, bro, what, you
Get
from
me,
Tulsa?
but, like,
Well, you know them mutes, yeah? It was mad.
so
it was weird.
that's the truth still. So, during my time, it was a lot more calmer. And I think that's why as well it's easier for me to focus on the music. You get me? Because I wasn't caught up in that gang shit. I wasn't, do you know what I mean? I was kind of just towards that. And you know what I think as well, what helped, it goes back to all my past experience of seeing what I've seen, innit?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
You know,
like, even growing up in Jamaica, do you reckon that helped you keep ahead of time? Because I feel that you've out of like my peers, like growing up, you've been a person that's always been ahead of your time, fam. Like, you made beats, you had you was running studios, like you said, you was doing festivals, like set up businesses, doing promotion. Like, there's so much stuff that you've been doing. So do you reckon is that because of, like you said, your childhood growing up in Jamaica, seeing the best of both worlds, kind of?
100%, bro. Like, it's that time in rural Jamaica, that sort of made me understand, like, about the natural powers, like the powers of, like, you know, positive energy. Yeah, in that sense, you see what I'm saying? Like, when you're side by side with nature, fam. Like, in Jamaica, I had like my own little trees that I planted, bro. Yeah, you get me? I had my little okra bush. You get me? A little okra tree that I planted. Saw it grow. You get me? Ate from it. Had my little mint bush thing that I grew. You get me? Yeah. Had tea from it. It's like when you've got that kind of connection with nature, like, it gives you a different kind of balance, bro. You understand? A balance that you can't receive in this concrete jungle, bro.
Oh, real.
You get me? You can't receive it. And it's not as simple as just knowing your way around the farm and the bush, bro. Yeah. It's deeper than that. It's a connection that you have with the earth. You saw that transcends in communication, bro.
So do you think if, like, because that's deep, because I was trying to say this to someone the other day. I feel like a lot of the kids that are stuck in this country and they're like inner states, and they're like, they just think that they're repping their state hard. Yeah? Do you think if they went to like their original country where they're from, do you think that would kind of deter their mind from like a lot of things that they're going through?
Yes. When you're, especially as, like, you know, as a black person, when you go back to a country where there's majority black people and you see like a black infrastructure and you see a black system, like, it opens your eyes, innit? Because over here, growing up, all you see is white people in places of authority.
That's right.
You understand? So when you go over there and you see them rowdy Jamaican policemen and them kind of things there, kind of, it gives you that mind frame where, you know what, you're not a sheep because you know different. Yeah. Do you understand? You know that, okay, over here you have to follow the rules because that's the rules. But literally in life, do you understand? It is what it is. There's more to than just this. You see what I'm saying? So I think having that base definitely helped me. Definitely helped me, bro. You know, and it's little experiences throughout life. Man. Like, my uncle, he taught me a key thing. Like, he told me about something called stillness. Yeah. And I didn't really understand it at first. I'm still understanding it. Yeah. But within this place of stillness, I'm able to get a lot of the answers that I need. Do you understand? And sometimes when you stop, like, when you just stop, when I mean by stop, I mean, stop thinking about what you're thinking about. Do you understand? Forget about where you are. Do you understand? And just stop sometimes. Let yourself just recoup and then come back to it. Do you understand? Within that little place of stillness where everything stopped, like, you're able to rebalance, bro. And 9 times out of 10, when you do that, for example, like in a heated situation, bro, if you just stop for 1 minute, forget it, take yourself away from the place and then come back, you're going to argue the argument a bit different, you know?
100%. You might even come back
with
better.
more logic.
You're going to come back better.
You understand? It's
100%. No,
emotion.
What you said is so true. If you're having an argument with someone and then you remove yourself from it, for however long you need to your brain gets, because some people might think, oh, you need an hour, you need 2. Some people, their mind's so hot-headed, they might need a day or 2. You know what I'm saying? So after that day or 2, do you see the way that you respond to your person? It's going to be so different, and you're going to feel happy with it because you thought about what you was going to say. You actually calculated what you're going to say and the best approach to it. And that's really deep what you said, bro. That's really deep.
Stillness,
really
I like that one there. Still,
bro. Like,
is that like a form of meditation?
You know what? That's what I've recently figured out, that raw is totally linked to meditation.
It is, isn't it?
Meditation is that time that you block everything out. And you're sort of like, you know, uncontaminated by influence. During that time. You see what I'm trying to say? And I actually saw the other day that if you just stop for 30 seconds a day, bro, just do that. 30 seconds a day, just stop. It helps, bro, with things like depression, you know, anxiety, all these kind of things. And throughout that time, you build it up from 30 seconds to a minute. After a minute, 2 minutes. After that, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, to when you're just at that state.
Yeah, that's deep that he's saying that, because you know, like, when I became Muslim and I started praying, that's exactly what man does 5 times a day, bro. So you see what you're saying now? I do that 5 times a day with my prayer. So it'll be like a time in the day, like, I don't know what I could be going through. I could just be thinking about the maddest things in my head. And I said, you know what? I need to go and pray, you know, car. You see right now, I've got the maddest thoughts. And you see that little time that I pray, bro, whatever was, like, my children are doing a madness. And I said, I'm going to beat them. You see, after I've prayed, I said, all right, cool. I'm going to deal with this in a better situation. I'm not going to beat them. I'm going to sit down and talk to them on a level. Because I'm more, my brain's gone through a transition of, of like just unwinding myself. Because, so that's really deep what my brother said still.
Yeah, it's a deep thing, bro. And you know what? A lot of man wouldn't be in jail now today. You know what I mean? If these kind of things were practiced,
100 million %.
You know,
with their life sentence, certain amount of life sentences as well, you know.
People like, you know, that are in prison, bro. They're in prison over like a reaction.
And it was like split moment, anger.
They're not even like that. Even people that are not even like that, they're not even like, ain't got like a mad rap sheet. But just because of one day, one incident.
That was it.
And I met a guy in jail, one guy, and he said to me, you have to, the same thing, in every situation, you have to think about what you do, because everything happens in a split second. And I used to think, what is he talking about? What does he mean?
Mad.
But it makes sense. He said, like, everything happens in a split second. So he's like, 1 minute, I was on the road, next minute I'm here. You get me? Like, I wowed out and I'm here. I'm like, shit. And then another thing my dad always tells me as well is that you need to take the emotion out of a situation. Like, for me, innit? So it even goes back to that point. Sometimes, like, I'll get wound up over something and I'll be like the emotion is just getting to me. But if I take the emotion, it's like the form of the kind of, like, right, just take everything out of it. It's not affecting you. It's not causing 100. You no harm. Just chill, like, you know, calm. And then I approach the situation again. I'm all right. I'm calm. You see what I'm saying? So, man, that's a powerful point.
That time there, bruv. That time to kind of like, you know, that stillness. You get me?
Yeah, I like that one.
That time there, stillness, bro. You can get mad answers. And you know what? After my uncle sort of brought me in about that, I started thinking. I was thinking, like, even like, you know, back in the day with my lyrics and my songs, they all come from this point of stillness. Like, you know, certain things, ideas that you've had that you've just thought of. Like, you're like, how did I think of that? It was in that moment, bruv, of stillness, bruv. Like, that it come to you. And it's a deep topic, you know, bruv. It's a deep topic. Deep. I will believe that within that time of stillness is when you can connect to anywhere, fam. you can connect to anywhere. You can get messages from anywhere, bro, within that time, bro, of stillness, bro. So that's a deep thing.
But everyone that comes on the show starts from Tulsa. I always ask them this question: what's the craziest story that you have, without incriminating yourself?
Yeah.
What's the craziest story you have?
Or like the craziest thing you saw in Tulsa.
In Tulsa?
No, not into Tulsa. Like the craziest thing the
craziest thing. In general, situation that I've been in. I talk about this one because I wasn't involved. I was renting a flat in Deptford when I had my second studio. Yeah, about 2000 and I think I was living there between 2007 and 2009. Yeah, and Deptford was another hood. It wasn't my hood, so I was just cool. I used to cut through. You understand? Like invisible, literally. Yeah. And I'm going home one day because I lived by where was it? By what's that called? What's that? Is it Peeps Estate?
Yeah. Deptford, yeah. It's a notorious estate, you know.
Notorious estate. Yeah. I live by there, and I'm coming back one time, and I've seen like a bag of youths. A bag of youths, about, no word of a lie, probably about 50 youths.
Yeah.
I've seen about 50 youths, yeah? And I'm walking towards them, and I'm seeing like they're keeping up a ruckus. They're keeping up a mad ruckus. I'm thinking, bro, what's going on here? Yeah. But I'm not involved in it. So I thought to myself, I'm just going to walk past them and get to my block. Yeah. As I've got sort of closer towards them, another group of youths pulled up behind me. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in between two groups. Yeah. Yeah. Because one pulled up in cars. As I'm walking, one side has just pulled out something and started firing, bro. Yeah. What? To the other side. Yeah. Bro, I'm in the middle, you know.
So I think I heard about that little man. Was that little Get on Beckham thing?
Nah. I think it was like they had their own little internal thing. Okay. This whole, I think it was like shower and shower or something like that. They had their whole internal thing. Yeah. So just to recap, I'm walking towards back to my block in Deptford. Yeah. I've seen a group of mad youths keeping up a madness, baseball bats, everything like roaring. Yeah. Thought to myself, should I walk around? But that walk around would have been mad, or just cut through to my block. Yeah. You understand? So I decided to just cut through to my block. As I'm walking towards them, the youths behind are pulled up in a whip, come out, started firing. So I'm in the middle now, yeah? Like, I kind of just froze. Yeah. Then the other youth started firing back. Whoa. Yeah? I'm like, that. Yeah. Do you understand?
That sounded mad.
But that happened for about 5 seconds, yeah? And then everyone dispersed in different directions, bro, in the estate. Along with myself. Yeah. Bruv, I'm running with youths.
Random man, innit?
Bruv, I'm running with youths now. No word of a lie. I'm running with youths. Like hopping fences and that. Do you understand? Yeah. With youths that I don't know.
You don't even know.
I'm by myself.
Yeah, you're trying to go home, innit?
I think I was coming from the studio. You understand? Bruv, I'm hopping fences, bro, yeah? Then it's gone silent, yeah? I've like departed from the youths that I was running with. Yeah. You understand? I only happened to be running with them because they ran in the same direction as me. Yeah. Then it's a thing where I'm walking through the estate now. But what I've noticed is a little manhunt, bruv, going on. Do you understand? Okay. Like, so I'm walking, bruv, I look just like them. Yeah. Do you understand? Like, we're not too far off of age, bro. So I'm thinking, shit, I hope none of these either two sides don't think that
man's one of them. Involved. Yeah,
do you understand? So imagine I'm walking, yeah? Then I'm seeing one you walking towards me, hoodie up, like this, like hand in his trousers, walking towards me, yeah? As he's walked up to me, he's looked at me and just walked past. I don't know whether the look he saw in my face was like, look, bro, I'm not part of this thing, kind of thing, you know what I mean? He looked at me and I think he just left it. I think he could see, yeah, he's not involved, and walked past. But I remember as the youth was walking towards me, I was thinking, I wonder if this youth thinks that, like, you get me, I'm one of the other guys, because maybe you don't know their faces. Maybe, do you understand?
Yeah, he's just come out as well, to survive for his bridges
bro.
or something.
Then I got home, fam, and I was thinking, I was sweating. I remember I was sweating, bro. I was thinking, that was a mad thing. This is how, you know, innocent people get caught up.
Yeah.
You get me in this thing. Like,
it's mad, isn't it?
Mad. So I think that was like definitely, it weren't my hood, but it was another hood, and it was definitely one of the maddest experiences that I've been through. You get me? 100%.
That sounds scary, bruv.
And you, was there any elders growing up that you feel that that you could say you looked up to, or do you feel there's any elders that manipulated the youngers that growing up?
I definitely feel that there was more manipulation than anything else. I think when it comes to, like, you know, the elders, I never really saw any elders bringing anyone in. Yeah. To be honest, like, if they were bringing man in, it was for their gain.
Trust me.
You understand? It was for their gain.
Yeah, 100.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the first time most of us go OT is because one of the elders said, you know what, they took advantage of the fact that, we ain't got nothing in our pocket.
Yeah, and we're young as well.
We're young, do you understand? And we don't see the fear of going miles away from London, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been there, bruv. I can't really recall any elders making anything happen though, bruv. Other than that, like,
sad, isn't it?
Tulsa, most of them were smoking food.
That's the reality of it.
I said that on the episode, and nobody went to listen to me. I said it.
You know why as well?
It's
because
true, though.
You see our elders, bruv, they happen to make a lot of money.
They made a lot of money.
They happen to make a lot of money.
They were licking it, and
they were licking it. Do you understand? Like, they had dough, and with that dough came habits, innit? Yeah, and when that dough went, the habits were still there.
That's right.
So you saw a lot of, you know what I mean, the elders, like, blessed guys, but this turn, I remember that Pruny, R.I.P. Pruny, bruv. I remember, bruv, 15, bruv, he robbed my phone, cuz.
He robbed you?
He robbed my phone, cuz.
Yeah, R.I.P. Big Pruny.
R.I.P. Big Pruny, bruv. But I remember during them times there, he was going through his own, fighting his own demons. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. And it was unfortunate that, like, you know what I mean, he's running around doing them things there. But I remember, bro, I'll never forget that, cuz I was with singer Nathan. Yeah, I remember, that's my cousin, innit?
Yeah.
I was
Starboy
with him, bro.
Nathan.
Yeah, Starboy Nathan, mad thing, bro. 15, fam, walking up Christchurch Road, cuz.
He just caught you lacking.
Caught me. No, but what you got to understand about Pruny during them times there, he was Debo on the end.
He was
off the hood, bro.
He was the smokiest guy.
He was on smoke,
no word of a lie.
Bro, we'd be at Joe's and we'd just be standing there and we'd just see someone getting cuffed up.
And imagine this, he would pull up to man, and then they'd be like, who's got jaws? And then everyone would just look at me and point at me because they know I'm the coolest with him. And I'd be like, yeah, come, bro. And then obviously I just give him it because I know I'm not gonna get no money. I'm getting finessed, innit? Not finesse, bro, but I'm giving big bro whatever he needs, innit? That's my bro, like, you know what I mean? There,
he was the Debo, and
so he saw man, and then
time there. And the thing is, when we used to see Pruny, like 13, 14, 15, when we used to see Pruny, dust out.
Yeah, cool.
You dust out. Them times there, he was like 25 plus.
Yeah, big
them
man.
Times there. Do you understand? So he was a big man to us. When we saw him, dust out. Yeah. Because, like, he's going to try and get something, you know what I mean? That's what he was on them times there. He was just aggying up the ends, you know what I mean? But, he caught me lacking, brother, on Christchurch Road, bro. Yeah. Took my, I had, what phone did I have them times there? 3310 or 3210. One of them phones there, bruv. He said, he come up to me and he goes to me, "Raw, let me see that. You got the time, bruv." You get me? I knew what time it was from then. You know that was like, bro, I knew what time it was from then, bro. You get me? Like, bro, took the phone, cuz. You get me? He even took it out, gave me back my SIM card, cuz. Like, gave me back my SIM card.
No
yeah,
way.
You can hold that, man. Hold that, man.
Yeah, hold that. Because man was so young, and he sees that man's proper, like, tiny and young.
Yeah, and it's big pruny as well.
He robbed man nicely. You get me? Like,
a
no agginess. No agginess in that robbery, cuz. There was no agginess.
It was all polite. It was a polite.
It
It was a polite robbery.
It was a polite robbery, cuz. Like, getting back my SIM card, yeah. Get me?
Yeah, have a nice day. Don't worry. Don't worry, man. You're going to get a new one.
Don't worry, I got you.
I got you. Don't worry. Next time.
Yeah, bro. Them times there.
He's a G.
But yeah, the oldest, yeah, that was just an example, cuz, of like kind of the things that we had to go through. You get me? With the oldest, you get me?
Yeah.
None of us had that same thing with my father, cuz he got him, unfortunately, in the 80s, he got caught up with the drugs. You see what I'm trying to say? Up to this day. You see what I'm trying to say? Up to this day, bro, I bump into my dad, you get me?
How did you think that affected you growing up?
Do you know what? My mum done a really good job.
Yeah.
My mum done a really good job. And my family, like, is a really big family as well. Like,
Put the mic closer.
my family is a really big family. Like, you know, in Brixton, like the Dixons, during them times there, the 60s, 70s and that, you know what I mean? They were like a foundation family. So when you got like aunties and uncles and, you know, I've also got like 46 first cousins.
Jeez.
You kind of just,
he's got bare cousins though.
Bare cousins, bro.
Look, Lizard, Chris,
Half of them don't even
Marco,
know half of them.
Danny, Midge.
Like, a lot of them are, no, but the thing is, a lot of them that you
It's
just
from
named
different
there,
sides.
they're not even like blood cousins. They're just people that say, yeah, that's my little cousin. That's my rare. Because now, for example, Midge, Danny and all them man there, they're literally my cousins. That's what I call them. But whereas like in Brixton, the community was a lot more unified.
Yeah.
So, you know, brothers and sisters, innit? So you had like Midge's aunties and uncles, which were like the Bartleys. You know what I'm trying to say? Then you had my aunties and uncles that were like the Dixons and that, and they were like all on like Roton Road, like Mel Road. Yeah. And literally now their children, who's us, we just called each other cousins. Like they were the families in the
Okay, I get it.
Get me on the road. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But in the sense of even blood cousins, loads. So even not having like my father around, I had that mad
family support,
bro.
Yeah, so you had a positive male role models in your family, basically.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, in the sense of, like, I wouldn't say anyone that done anything great. Do you know what I mean? Like, my uncles, some of them was in and out of prison. Do you know what I mean? Like, but definitely some of them raw male elements, like, you know, is what I got from, like, my family. Do you know what I mean? But funny enough, as it is, as I said, even though I never grew with my father because of, like, the road that he took. Yeah. Like, I still had that music from him. Funny enough.
In your DNA, like you said,
genetics, bro, genetics. You pick up, you inherently gain certain characteristics from your parents without you even if you didn't want it, it comes naturally.
Definitely. Funny enough, who I call dad, my sister's dad. That's who I grew up calling dad. He was a footballer. So literally, from I was like young, that was another major reason as well why I never really felt I really missed out on a lot because my dad, who's my stepdad, but I called him dad. My sister Jade, you don't know Jade. Her dad. He kind of filled that space for me. You see what I'm trying to say? And he looked out for me. Do you understand? Because whereas like my real dad, he's a blessed guy, but obviously he was troubled from like, you know, all the drugs and the addictions and stuff like that. And I'll tell you a little story. Even I remember when one time I was with my dad, who I called dad, he was at the house, my mum had gone out, and imagine my biological father turned up. You get me? When I'm with my dad, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, raw, saying he wants to take me out, but these times, like, raw, like, my dad's, like, thinking, raw, like, it's a bit mad, like, you get me? Like, you're on certain things, and rare, I don't really know. But funny enough, he let me go, And, bruv, do you know that my man followed us around for the whole day? He followed man around for the whole day.
To make sure you're all right. Like,
you know what? That's a deep topic in itself. That somebody who is the father? Is the father the man that basically made you, or is the father the one who actually raised you? Because, for instance, I'll give you an example. Some kids might have grown up with their stepfather, but the guy was involved in your life so much, and you went through so much with him. You look at him as like a father role model.
Call him dad, like it's me. I call him dad. See my real dad, I call him by his name. My biological father, I call him by his name because I just never grew up like that.
And that's not even disrespectful. That's just
it's not disrespect. It's just even out of the respect for my dad. Do you understand? Like, raw, I got so much respect for him where, like, you know, I'm not even calling anyone else dad kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But as in the sense of, like, I can't doubt that I appreciate all the things that I got from my biological father. I appreciate the skills, the creativity.
Yeah, like you know where you're. Yeah, you know your roots, innit? Like
So you get me, salute for that in that sense. But unfortunately, you know, and I don't even blame him because of, like, you know, his habits and all them kind of things. I don't blame him because during that time there, it was a madness, bro.
Yeah, he never had no guidance as well. Kind of,
like,
you know what I mean?
Honestly,
like, that's the error, innit?
When crack hit.
Come on, bro.
It was like skunk.
Yeah, it was mad.
Do you understand? It was like skunk. Like everyone was on the new flavors.
And
all that generation.
I respect
bro.
that you can actually speak about it so openly, because a lot of people are like nervous of speaking about it. They're like, oh, people are going to judge me and this and that. But I think it takes like a courage as a real man. I think it takes a real man to speak about things like that and not be scared.
Yeah, you can't be ashamed, but I'm not ashamed of my past. As I said, you know, like, I've had the support. I still had the support. Yeah. Do you understand? I still had the support. My mum done an incredible job. Do you know what I mean? She got remarried and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And, you know, done her thing. But she had to walk away, bro. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's just she couldn't stay with that.
Of course not.
Do you understand? She said that once she saw that, that was it. She just walked away. Do you understand?
It's even respect that your mum even had that conversation with you, because some mums don't even have that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. She told me the specific story, bro. It's a bit deep, but you know what? It's you, man, innit? She told me when she walked away, cuz imagine
the mic,
imagine now my father, he had gone missing, bro. Yeah. And my mum was like, raw. And then she caught word that where he was. Do you understand? During them times, obviously, loads of rumours and them kind of things there during them times there. And I remember she took me to the house, yeah, where they said he was. And, like, she knocked the door. And, like, the bedroom, one of his bedrooms opened the door and let her in. I don't know why. Let us in, you get me? And then my mum said that she walked into the room, bruv, and they were all around the table just, like, piping. And, like, she looked at him, and then he looked at us, you get me? And they just went back, to the ting, went back to the ting, and then my mum just walked away. Do you understand? And then from then, she was just like, yeah, do you know what? I got to protect my son from all of this, you see what I'm trying to say? Which she did. She did a flipping job.
She's done a wonderful job, man.
You understand? She done a mad job.
No, I have to big up my mumsy.
Trust me.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And at the same time as well, why, you know, during them times, bro, like the 80s and that, the crack and all that lot, it got introduced like a weapon, bro.
Yeah, of course it did.
You can't even blame a lot of people, bro.
It was.
No, you can't blame them.
Yeah. It was actually a weapon for the Black Panthers, to take out the Black Panthers.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Let's get deep on it.
It was everywhere, and a lot of man got taken by it. And you see, like my biological father, yeah, he was a legend, bro. Yeah, big him up. He's still about today. I bumped into him in Croydon the other day. Like, he was a legend. Yeah. Like, when I mean that, back in the day, like my uncles would say from my mum's side, would say he used to hold the mic, bro, from 10 till 10.
Jeez.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
10 till 10, you know? Do you know what kind of a G you have to be to hold the mic from 10 to 10?
But you used to be like that as well, though. What are you talking
that's
about?
Where he gets it from. Yeah,
bro, sometimes you didn't want to give the mic over, bro. You got like 100 bar. Man's like, bro, that's not a 16, bro. Like, you're not being fair. Then you do a 32, then you be like, I got a 64. I'm like, 64?
Yeah.
Like, that was mad.
Yeah.
And he was the kind of legend as well that was not recorded. Do you understand? Like, like my father, he used to write all the lyrics for Smiley Culture. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Wow.
That's a big statement, bro.
That's a big statement.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
My father was a lyric writer. Do you understand? Like, when he went jail, because he was trust me, he was on a mad thing, bro. He was in and out of jail, do you know what I mean? And all them kind of things there. When he went jail, I remember one time he said to me, he told me a story of when he was in jail one time. And Smiley Culture and them and there were out there performing the lyrics and stuff like that. But then he had to tell them that they were spitting the lyrics wrong, in the wrong flow. Do you understand? So because he used to send the lyrics, But then them man used to spit it with the wrong flow.
Wow.
So then I remember he had to just correct them, you know what I mean, like on the phone or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And get them to spit the lyrics right. And then, funny enough, I bumped into a book. As I said, I bumped into a Vice article about my father a few years ago. That article was called The History of UK Sound System Culture.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a picture of him, bruv, with all of them, Smiley Culture, Maxi Priest and all that lot. And also, there was a book come out by a guy called Asher Senator.
Yeah, we know Asher. We know him proper.
Asher Senator. So it was Asher Senator, my father, Vic O.D., that's what they called him, and Smiley Culture.
Oh.
That was this trio.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
They came from a sound called, I think it was that Buchanan sound or something like that around them times there. And then they integrated with
Saxon after, yeah. Because they're from Lewisham, ain't they from Lewisham?
No, Stockwell and Brixton.
Oh, they're from Stockwell?
Yeah.
And what, Saxon's Lewisham or something like that, innit?
Saxon, but I don't even know.
That's what I heard, something like that happened.
You know what I mean? That was like a nationwide kind of thing after a while. But from there, I think my father even, he was involved with that. He was involved with Ariwa, the studios that I ended up going to through Carl, that I mentioned earlier. I think he sold some records in like Japan and all them kind of things there with Ariwa. You get me?
Seen.
So he had epic history, bruv. He was one of the first. He was one of the first people in our culture to turn that whole dub to actual lyrics.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's why he was the writer. He was one of the first. Like people like Tipper Irie and all them lot come after my father. You understand? In them kind of sense. So it's kind of interesting, that. Bro, I never had no connection with him. Yeah? No influence whatsoever. Yeah? But I so happened to get into music and have certain talents and a gift for writing. Yeah. Which proves our point earlier on about the DNA thing.
Yeah, genetics.
Because you see, my dad was a footballer, you know. Yeah? And a decent footballer as well. Like, you see my dad, Jade's dad, yeah?
Yeah.
He's got like FA Cup trophies and that. Do you understand? Of playing in rounds of the FA Cup. He was getting paid to play football. We used to go on holidays, bro, with the football team and that. Like, I remember went Gran Canaria with the football team. Do you understand? Them kind of things. Gran Canaria with the football team. Do you understand? So I had every opportunity to do football. You get me? He used to bring me in. You get me? I think I done a couple of trials here and there. He used to train me up, but I was never a footballer like that. Yeah. Do you understand? Naturally, it was a music thing. Do you understand? So definitely, the point that we made earlier on, the DNA is a big thing, bro. Of
course. 100%.
It's a big thing. No matter what your social influences are, sometimes, it boils down to that.
To the DNA.
Yeah, I mean, and I had no influence from my real father in that sense to do music.
It was just in man's blood already. You get me?
All right. So just before we finish, can you plug in all your businesses? Because you know what? Yeah. After all the years, you've done like so many like creative things, bro. Like I can't even go through the list. I need you to try and tell us what you're up to right now at this moment.
What I'm up to right now. So fast forward 2021. I built a business called Euro Mogul. Yeah.
Go follow them on the Instagram right now.
That right now. Euromogul.com. We done the intro for Rare Talks now.
Trust me, shout out.
You get me? That Rare Talk. When you see Rare Talks, that's my voice. You get me?
Oh, is that your voice? Yeah, I thought it was his voice.
No.
I thought it was him just being in his own zone. He's just like, I'm gonna do it. Rare Talks.
No.
I just know.
So we do like we do a lot of graphics and all them kind of things there because before lockdown, I was managing the nightclub in London.
That's right, yeah.
That's what I've done for 6 years, managing a venue, bro. Yeah. That's a whole nother story, you get me? Like, we're going to need a longer podcast for that.
Yeah, that's another one. We'll come back.
Don't worry, we'll come back.
I got some stories with that. Yeah, we got some stories with that.
Yeah,
we got some sick stories still. Yeah. Hey.
You get me? So that lockdown happened. I couldn't manage the venue no more. So I went back to the creative side. Because funny enough, with the venue, I kind of left my creative side. I was making money and I was in the club scene and I was with the promoter, kind of like sidetracked from my creativity. Yeah. But then lockdown come in, I was able to get back to my creativity, trained up, retrained, built Euro Mogul. Check out euromogul.com. It's got all my services on there. We do motion graphics, social media, website development. you know, product promo, the lot, yeah.
And he does good prices, people. He does good prices.
Affordable rates.
Yes.
Good
prices.
Affordable rates.
Affordable rates. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, the aim with Euro Mogul, yeah, was to give that sort of professional look to all of these businesses coming up now, yeah, at affordable rates, because I feel that, you know, it's too expensive. If you want some motion graphics sometimes, thinking of the price of if I need motion graphics for my company, you know, you're thinking thousands, or even definitely hundreds, you know what I mean? But we found ways and techniques, you know, to bring the cost right down. So that's what we've done in that sense. That's rolling. That's my day-to-day. That's my job, yeah, Euro Mogul, designing, editing. But I'm currently creating a streaming platform, yeah.
Jeez.
It's called Canastore.
Sick.
We're launching pretty soon. It's on new technology, so there's a new internet coming out, made by the Definity Foundation. It's an internet that is built on a blockchain. Yeah, so
mad. I'm lost right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it in.
There's no limits. Basically, there's an internet coming, yeah, with no limits, with certain limitations that the internet have. Like
what's
right
that, like
now,
a dark web or something, like? Or
no, it's the internet. So, for example, like, do you remember that game Farmville? It was on Facebook. It was like one of them Facebook games.
I see some promotion of them kind of.
Yeah, there was a big game anyway. Yeah, what happened? That company they like made millions. Do you know what I mean, from the Farmville? Yeah. But what they were using was Facebook's API, basically a base to, you know, run their business. And what happened? Facebook changed their API and they went out of business. So what this new internet company is doing now, they're building an internet where you're stable. Doesn't matter what Facebook, Amazon do, it can't affect you. Yeah, it's unhackable. You get me? It's a crazy bit of technology, bro, and you know it's coming to the world soon. And we're building. We're lucky enough to build a platform on that new internet, and using the new features, we're able to do so much more and offer so much more to creatives, where you can get paid more.
Hey, what then? Like how Spotify,
more than Spotify, YouTube.
So basically, you've done like what Jay-Z's done with Tidal.
Yeah, but we're able to do things that Tidal's not able to do.
Jeez.
They don't have the technology that we do.
Okay,
you understand? So little things like you could, for example, like Fend, you're dropping a mixtape, yeah. If you drop it on our platform, you're already going to be earning more than from YouTube or anywhere else. You know why that is? Because we're going to give you all the advertising.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to give you all the advertising. We don't need offices all around the world. We ain't got we don't need expenses like that with our technology. Do you understand? So we don't really need to take that cut from your advertising.
Yeah.
If Nike advertised before Fen's video, Fen should get that money.
That's right, yeah.
Do you understand? Because people come to see Fen's video. Do you understand? And now Nike has been sold to them. Do you understand?
Right,
you should be eating from that.
From the advertisement, yeah.
And what's dope is that we've even got like a crumbs feature where you can say, you know what, because I'm earning a bit more than I was from anywhere else, I want to set a little percentage that, you know what, people that are listening to my thing can earn a little bread. Okay. So imagine that you're promoting your thing and people that listen to you as well can make money. Can make some of the advertising. You understand? All within the account. So much things. Once you upload your music, you've licensed it as well. So we deal with the licensing.
Yeah, for the publishing and that.
On the upload. Do you understand? Like stamped. Literally, like you can use that in court. Do you understand that? You know, it's proper licensing. PRS, you know, paid.
Sick, fam.
A lot, and that's just a snippet. Do you know what I mean? Of the features that we got. It's like a Swiss Army knife. Do you know what I mean? In that sense. So look out for that. Canastore, spelled canistore.io. Yeah. We're launching the UI, the interface. We're launching the visuals within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're about on Twitter as well, Canastore. So check us out, follow the wave. We're giving out a lot of little free giveaways and stuff like that for all of the early supporters. You know what I mean? Because literally, if we get this in the right place, we're changing the game.
Yeah, real talk.
Completely.
Real talk.
Yeah, so that's what I'm on at the moment.
Yeah, man, I'm on it. I'm there.
Sick.
There.
So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all of us on social media. It's all gonna come up at the end of the video.
But.
Another episode.